One of the absolute most painful parts about being discarded by an avoidant is the complete lack of empathy and the utter coldness that you're shown when they're discarding you. This person has completely deactivated. They have taken their feelings for you and they have buried them deep. They are not allowing themselves to access their own feelings for you. They've suppressed them. That's what they've learned to do. Whenever they have emotional and relationship stress that triggers their fears, they have learned to run from their problems, to run from their emotions, to not process emotions, and to suppress them. So when they are discarding you, they are completely deactivated, which means that they're not even allowing themselves to access empathy for you. You can be in tears, you can be pleading with this person, begging them, and they will just give you a stone cold stare. Even their eyes can seem almost dead, like there's nothing behind them when they're deactivated, like you're talking to an empty shell of a person, that the person that you knew is completely gone. And this is an entirely different person than the person you were in a relationship, possibly even with for years. And this can be really, really painful, that after all this time together, all the memories, that they can just shut off and watch you in pain and not even show a morsel of empathy. Understand, this is nothing to do with you. It is nothing that you did wrong. This is a reflection of their unhealed attachment wounds. It's a reflection of their unhealed traumas from childhood. You did not cause that. This person has a maladaptive defense system. When they deactivate and shut down, they are defending themselves from whatever fears that they have. Typically, with somebody who's severely avoidant, those fears are abandonment, rejection, and engulfment. Engulfment is the fear of losing themselves in a relationship to somebody who is ultimately going to abandon and reject them. And these triggers are usually things that indicate that emotional intimacy is building, that they are getting closer to you, that they're getting attached to you, and that things just feel all too real. Another cause for the shutdown, for the deactivation, can be some sort of conflict or their needs not being met. But the problem is, since the avoidant has learned to associate communication with rejection, they don't communicate their needs to you at all. When their needs are not being met, instead of telling you, they just bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle it up. And that can lead to resentment. And eventually, once that resentment is big enough, they deactivate, they shut down, and they can discard. So it's usually either emotional intimacy that scares them off, or it is some sort of resentment that's built up due to a lack of communication. But either way, when they are deactivated, they are not accessing their feelings for you at all. And the complete lack of empathy can be blindsiding. It's like a dagger to the heart. And the more you emotionally plead your case, the colder they get, and then they can disappear and even ghost you altogether. This is because they don't want to process it. They don't want to process the feelings. They don't want to actually process the fact that they caused you so much pain. They don't want to self-reflect on that. They've learned to avoid self-reflection, because self-reflection would also mean looking within themselves to figure out why they're deactivating, why they're behaving this way, and also taking accountability for the fact that they just caused their partner enormous pain. That's painful. They don't want to do that. They've learned to run from those things. So deactivation is a way for them to avoid processing the emotions and a way for them to avoid self-reflection. It's a very painful thing to go through, but understand, you didn't cause it. You can't make anybody behave that way. Even if you were not a great partner to them, you still didn't cause that. It was a choice on their part, a very selfish choice, and a choice that comes from unhealed wounds.